I remember when I first came to China and I had like this preconceived notion of what China was, you know? And now, granted, in the last 15 or 17 years I've been coming here, I think it's more than that. It's been a long time, but in the time I've been coming here, it's grown and become a bit more westernized, you know? But even then, you'd see like foreign branded cars, Mercedes-Benzes and Buicks and Nike, and you know, it was Starbucks were popping up at the time and all of these sorts of things. I was in a place that was being focused on by the world, you know, like everybody was like wondering what was going on in China. There was all this news and stuff. And here I was, feet on the ground, seeing things that like people don't think this is China, you know what I mean? It was one of the reasons I started making videos, is because the perception of the world towards, at least in my world, in America and stuff, towards what they thought China wasn't what the China was that I was seeing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that was like, I was like, wow, I need to share this, because this is kind of, wow, like, I mean, you just walk through that mall, there's every high-end, luxurious brand, and like marbled ceilings, and like, I know a ton of people, bring them here and show them that, they would be like, that's not what I thought China was, you know?
Right. I mean, and they're going way beyond us at this point, because like this is the Huawei store we were at yesterday.
Yeah.
They had the 3-fold phone and shit.
Yeah. The cars Huawei is making, you know?
Yeah.
Just they're making cars, you know, that aren't even available in the States. No one in the States can see that Huawei car. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That Huawei car.
I mean, it's got a time in the light, you know.
Got a what?
A timer in the light, like it's saying what time it is in the light.
What do you mean? Like in that light, there's a timer? Oh, like a charging timer.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's a charging timer. It's 20 more minutes and then it's charged. And you know, back in the day, the only way that you could tell these stories was by literally telling them. You'd come home from a trip in China and then you'd like sit down with your family and you'd say, oh man, I saw some crazy stuff, or I experienced this or that, and now...
And you always have to, like, because the only other way people know and get an idea about China is through news.
Right.
And news is usually a negative light.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, bias and yeah.
You know, like they would talk about some kind of controversy that Huawei had, not mentioning just the sheer scale of things, like just not putting things into context.
Exactly.
And that's kind of sad.
Yeah, that's the power of this, you know, being able to record and like literally, hey, I was on the ground there, I saw it, you know. There's no way you can refute that, although a lot of people try.